What's up, y'all? This your girl Jay Renee with Prison Riot Radio. I hope that you're doing well. This evening, we got a brother on the phone that is here to talk to us about some of the Tennessee laws and some of the things that are going on in the prison. So we're gonna give him an opportunity to let us know what's going on in Tennessee. All right, brother.
Housed in a high security Tennessee state prison. Um, been locked up over 22 years now, and for a crime I didn't commit, but I'll get off into that later. And in that time, I've just seen injustice after injustice after injustice, not just that was served upon myself, but so many other brothers. And what I'd like to speak about today is the way that Tennessee has been misinterpreting their own life sentence statutes, their own life sentence laws. Um, you know, in 1989, Tennessee had a life sentence was you had to serve 60% of 60 years, which comes out to like 36 years. And that was before you got any good time. With good time, you could become eligible for parole after 25 years. So, people knew if they had fairly decent conduct in prison, after 25 years, they'd be able to go home to their family. And what man, what woman wouldn't be changed after 25 years behind bars? Some for the worse, but most for the better, because they've had time to think about, whatever it was that got them in prison and how they wanted to live their life and so on and so forth. Well, what happened in 1994, then Senator Joe Biden, he sponsored a law that told the states that the more punitive you are, the more harsher you are on certain crimes, the more federal money we'll give you. In fact, we won't give you any federal money at all if you do not pass these harsher laws. Joe Biden was so proud of it at that time. Well, what the state of Tennessee did, come July 1st, 1995, they had passed a law that said a life sentence was thereafter 60 years, but you had to serve 51 years before you would ever even become eligible for parole. 51 years behind bars. And most black men that I know don't even live that long. Even if you come into the system at the age of, let's just say 18, throw it out there. In 51 years, you'll still be 69. If you're still alive, you wouldn't even be in good health. Well, for the last 28 years or so, since then, Tennessee judges, Tennessee courts have been interpreting that life sentence as 51 years, 51 years, 51 years, 51 years. And the entire time, it's been wrong. What I, myself, and a few other cats have found is the Tennessee state constitution says that in order to repeal or amend another law, you have to do so with you have to be very specific about what law you're repealing or amending or revising in any kind of way. And when they passed that law in 1995, they never repealed or amended that previous 1989 law. What that means and what we're arguing right now in federal court is the 1995 law is no longer valid. It never was, in fact. We should follow.
Okay, so I want you to break down again. some of our listeners, they're not very good in law. They might not know much about it. So I want you to break down again exactly what you mean when you say that they were. I know you said they were misinterpreting the law. Can you expand a little bit more on that?
Oh, yes, ma'am. Okay. Uh, simply, uh, a life sentence used to be, it used to be interpreted as 60 years. 60 years was a life sentence. However, um, in the state of Tennessee, you wouldn't have to serve that entire 60 years. All you would have to serve is 60% of that 60 years, meaning 36 years. So in a nutshell, before this law that was ostensibly passed in 1995, a life sentence came out to 36 years. 36
Okay.
years and you were home.
Okay.
And that's exactly what it was. They added uh basically added another 25 years to that 36 years. Made it 51 years.
Okay. And
So
explain where the 51 came from again.
51 came from they still said that the life sentence was 60 years. However, they said you can only get up to 9 years of good time, as opposed to the, I guess, the 35 years that you previously could get. Because before then, even though life sentence in Tennessee was 60 years, within 25 years, and I hope I'm not sounding convoluted, but that's how convoluted the law. It's really confusing. But now they've been saying you can only get up to 9 years of good time on that 60 years, making it 51 years. That's where the 51 years came out. Some arbitrary number that one of these legislators in Tennessee came up with. I don't know where he came up with it.
Okay. So they changed the law. So tell me now, what is the next steps to be done as far as correcting the wrong that's going on?
Right now, I mean, the more eyes and ears on it, um, the less likely they are to continue doing it, because even even the judges and most legal analysts here in the state of Tennessee, they recognize that when they ostensibly, and I keep saying that word because it's very important, when they ostensibly passed that new law, they never repealed the previous one in effect. And that's very important. They had to, in order to put this new law into effect that said 51 years, they had to repeal the one prior to it. They never done it. They never done it. And that's why we say we're going back to that. Right now, we're in front of a federal district court judge, Judge Eli J. Richardson, and even though it's taken some time, we're hopeful that he rules in our favor, because we have the case law in our favor. We have the evidence in our favor. The evidence is without dispute. Now we're just waiting on him to do the right thing. And the more people nationwide, worldwide, that knows about this and just pays attention to it, the more likely they are to do the right thing.
For sure. Do you have anything online that people can go to see more what's going on, or any type of petitions or anything like that?
Actually, if there's anybody out there listening that can help us with that, that's what we need. That's what we need. We're right now. We're just we're prisoners here, and we're trying to do the best that we can as far as um, getting people to know about this, and it's hard. It's hard. I mean, we don't necessarily have access to a computer all the time. We don't have access to communication all the time. And if there's somebody out there that would even assist us with building a website to where people can come to and find out the status of the lawsuit and the cases, and just find out more of what's going on, it would be, I mean, we will be eternally grateful. And we appreciate you for even giving us this platform to even speak about it. But yeah, we're pleading, with people to somehow help us. I'm all ears with ideas. Right now in the state of Tennessee, I think this newspaper article, and I'm sorry, they can go to this newspaper article from the Tennessean newspaper. It was about a couple of weeks ago. I think June 24th.
Okay.
Um, and it's called Tennessee life sentences are convoluted, but they can go with that. They can go to that article to find out more about it. But in that article, it said there are 1,800 and I think 18 people right now in Tennessee prisons serving life sentences, and that's not counting the people that are on parole on life sentences. So I would say another couple of hundred of those, 300 of those possibly, because some do get out after 30, 35 years, but those are all the ones that fall up under the 1989 law that we're arguing that we fall under as well. Um, right now there are, I mean, I think this is the same way when I hear from other guys. I get letters from other people at other facilities that um, there's just a sense of hopelessness. I mean, every day a man is waking up just basically waiting to die here in prison. It's like a drawn out death sentence, and the hopelessness causes so much drama and trauma. I mean, you tell a man that he has nothing to look forward to besides dying in prison, and a lot of them, they get high and try to commit suicide through drugs without calling it that. Other ones end up having they just don't care about anything attitude because they feel like no one in the world cares about them, especially society. I mean, we have been, even myself included, been cut off from all of my loved ones, my children, the rest of my family. I literally keep a list of people that have died, that have passed away since I've been gone. Um, and it's just, it's traumatizing. Waking up in here every single day, going to sleep, however you can get to sleep, every single day, just waiting to die. Because me and all the other guys that I talk to, we have no hope of living 51 years, especially if we came into the prison system already in our 20s, as I was. And like I said, and I don't want to necessarily make it about me because it's about all of us serving these life sentences. It's triply, it's doubly traumatizing for me because I'm innocent. So it's hard going to sleep. It's hard waking up in here. And it's the same way for everybody in here serving a life sentence where they say it's 51 years. I want the listeners to just pay attention to what's going on, not just here in the state of Tennessee, but across this entire nation. I mean, right here in the state of Tennessee, I think black people are only 17% of the population, but an easy 40, if not 50% of the prison population. That's not by accident. That's by design. And right now, even if it's not affecting someone in your immediate family right now, it could be one day. And I don't want to minimize or take away from anyone that has lost a friend, lost a family member, lost any type of loved one, a neighbor, to being murdered. I never want to do that. I never want to do that. But to just throw away almost 2,000 souls, 2,000 human beings in the state of Tennessee alone, I mean, are we really a humane and just society here in America like we try to put it out there to the world? And if not, let's become one. Do something. Call your legislators. Pay attention. Go and visit your loved one in prison, whether they have a life sentence or not. Accept a phone call from them, whether it's collect or prepaid. Just see about them. Just do something. Just care and just show that you care with not just your words but your actions. That's all we're asking is somebody to care and to help us out in any kind of way. And like I said, if there's anybody out there that can assist us, we call our movement Uhuru Sasa, Freedom Now. Anybody that can assist us in building a website or that can have some attorneys that can look into what's going on here in the state of Tennessee, starting off nationwide, period. Just, we need some help. We need some help. I'm begging and pleading for it. I know it's a whole lot of cats that feel just the way that I do. I'm mentally, physically, spiritually, and emotionally exhausted. Every single day, every single moment in here, it's just getting harder and harder. And I thank you. I thank all the listeners for listening, and I appreciate you, Miss J. Renee, for even giving us the opportunity, for giving me the opportunity to speak.
Yeah, for sure, brother. I want you to keep your head up, man. And you're not alone. It's a lot of people out here that advocates for what's going on with y'all and brothers and sisters behind the wall, period, with different things. So I know sometimes it might feel like you may be alone, but you're not. It's lots of people out here trying to fight and do the right thing by y'all. So keep your head. You hear me?
Okay. Thank you. I thank you, and I appreciate you.